I wasn't thinking ownership.
Oh, sure. What you're trying to do
I'm thinking,
is get noticed.
I need to get on. And that's
Yo, quick story. I actually went to Ravenswood. I was in America. I was in New York, and I said I wanted to go to like Dave Easter's hood. I literally wanted to go and see like the real New York. So yeah, I know. I've been to Ravenswood. Crazy.
story of Queens, like Long Island City. My Aunt Barbara, God bless her soul, she passed 2008.
Yeah, he says in the song, my Aunt Barbara died past 2008. Yeah.
So the apartment she lived in, my cousin who I grew up with, he got the apartment. You know what I mean? So when I got out, I'm like, I don't want to go back to my mom's. I don't want to. At this time, I couldn't be around my dad at this point. So I'm like, cousin, I gotta come move in with you, man. The school thing didn't work out. You know what I mean? Woo-woo. He telling me, yo, I got roommates in here already. Ain't no room.
This is your cousin?
This is my cousin, my heart. You hear me? He said, I ain't got no space in here. But he's so cool, like I knew him all my life. So I knew if I could just get in there, I could find a couch, I could find a little corner. You know what I mean? He's not the type that's gonna tell me to leave if I could get in there. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. I got over there.
Were you always a fan of rap?
Yeah, that was all my life. Well, honestly, my moms, they played more like Motown and
Oh, really?
yeah, Earth, Wind and Fire, Sade. So that's really my house background. But
Which, by the way, you kind of returned to that in some of your early music.
Yeah, you know what it is? That's what my love for samples and my love for certain production, it comes from the music I used to hear my mother playing or my father playing in my house and at cookouts and barbecue. You know what I mean? Like just the music they played, it wasn't a bunch of rap. My cousins introduced me to the rap. Snoop Dogg early, Chronic and Doggy Style, all of the West Coast. Then Biggie, then DMX and Pun and all of that came like it was like I had so much to learn in so little time because it was so many rappers that it was brand new. So I was trying to learn everything about Outkast from Atlanta to Snoop and them in LA.
There's so much.
It was a lot. But to me, that's where my love even to this day comes from. That's why I still have a passion for it because it came from that era of music before camera phones. You know what I mean? When it was really.
When did you know that
that's what I wanted to do?
This was going to work?
I knew it was going to work when Nas's brother, Jungle, told me.
Nas played a big role.
Nice. Yeah, Nas changed my whole, everything I had going on. He definitely set it in the direction for me to feed my family.
Why do you think he had a belief in you?
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like it was a lot of familiarity there as far as the neighborhood and me knowing us knowing mutual people. But I think my storytelling in my music and me being so vivid about the things I've seen and how I could articulate that, put that on music, I think that kind of probably is what attracted, because that's what he did. That's what I was a fan of him for, the way he could paint a picture. So I think that might have had some, you would have to ask him, but I think that had something to do with it. And
that's how you end up at Def Jam?
That was Mass Appeal. That was my first get in was shouts to Mass Appeal, but that was Nas's actual label. Yeah, I was with them I think 2015 till about 2018, good like 3 years. Put out some dope projects, traveled the world, went to Dubai. Ran around. Yeah, that was an experience that was brand new for me, and it really shifted how I view the game.
You get people in your camp,
but I think all of it is the journey. You know what I mean? More like,
hey, I think it's with all of us.
You know what I mean?
It's the journey.
You can't just get to what you're trying to get to, and all of the little steps is what make it dope.
It's the journey.
It's the journey.
And that's, if you're successful,
right?
It's not the end game.
Right.
It's
the journey.
It's the journey along the way.
And you remember it, and I remember when it wasn't this. You know what I mean? When it was none of this, and now I've actually got it to this. You pat yourself on the back.
Like you end up being a Grammy nominee.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Powerful. Let me send this voice message. Yeah, that's why I think maybe the outreach of. Yeah, that's why I think maybe you can personalize this approach a little bit with AI. Well, it's. Yeah, that's why I feel maybe you can personalize the approach. Like as I'm talking to ChatGPT here, obviously I understand when people come across my channel, they'll see 30,000 subscribers, but the views on the video is not that high. But that's because my shorts. So if you click on YouTube Shorts, I have like on some shorts, obviously like my past and still till this day, they have millions of views. So on the shorts, when you get a lot of views on the shorts, people subscribe, but that doesn't necessarily translate to the long form videos. Now, I know YouTube is a game of 10 to 20 years, so that's the game I'm playing. So of course, I don't worry when I see lower views. I just worry that the content is good. I make sure that, am I putting out the best content as possible? Now, that's why I was a little bit iffy with when you said the thumbnails, because that's a big compliment we get from not only with our clients, but a lot of people. It's like, yo, your thumbnails are dope. Now, some videos, I didn't put any thumbnails, just like, fuck it, we're uploading every day. But I at least appreciate the advice. But yeah, let's see if we can personalize a little bit more.
That was crazy. Things that I never, I pictured it, but I just didn't realize, I didn't see how it could happen. I didn't have a cousin at a label. I didn't have an uncle that was a famous beat man.
You had no connection.
Not one. I have nobody related to me was doing anything musically. You know what I mean? That was me saying I'm gonna go against everything my family been thinking, because they all thought I was gonna be the next NBA.
Right.
You know what I mean? That didn't work. But I didn't know how to explain that. So the only way I could explain it was I gotta become successful in something else quick. I can't leave a lot of time for them to be asking me what I'm doing.
Right.
And it worked. You know what I mean? It worked.
How do you end up with a guy who's been on this podcast named Gary Vee?
It's my guy right there, man. That's I think energy brought us together.
Gary Vee. I mean,
great energy. Energy brought me and you together today. You know what I mean?
I understand that, but he ain't into hip hop. He's not into.
He is. You know what? You know what's crazy? They say never judge a book. Never judge a book. You'd be surprised with Gary. You know what I mean? Like me and him really connected. I'm gonna be honest with you. Around the time, so me and God bless the dead, me and Nipsey Hussle was very close. And
wow, you and Nipsey were close.
Yeah, me and Nip was close. Me and Nip. I learned a lot from Nip. Musically, life-wise, brand-wise, just how to better me being an entrepreneur beyond the rap. You know what I mean? I got a lot from Nip. But Gary Vee was somebody that Nip was very intrigued. You know what I mean? Like
wow.
The things
I
that
had
Gary,
no idea Nipsey was.
The things that Gary Vee brought to the table and his energy and his he's very he gonna let you know.
Right.
His confidence speaks, you know what I mean? So, and I think that attracted Nip.
Anything he comes out of his mouth, he's so confident.
You get what I mean? And you have billions of people that need that.
Yeah.
Even if they just hear it from somebody else, they need that little, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I think Nipsey was really interested in what Gary was talking about. And at the time, me and Nip was very locked in.
So it's about ownership.
So that
that's what Gary's about. Ownership.
Ownership.
Own it. You have to own it.
Own it.
Don't work for somebody else. Own it yourself.
Own it. Because at the end of the day, what else do you have? If it's something you worked for, if it's your name, if it's something you believe in, you know what I mean? You cried, bled, sweated behind, you know what I mean? You should own it.
Especially your music.
Yeah. That's been on my mind a long time.
There are tons of stories about people in the music business.
Right.
And they get fleeced.
Yeah. Or
somebody else owns what they really are about.
Mm-hmm.
How do you keep it for yourself?
You know what's crazy with that? I'm going to be honest with you. It's about, to me, everything is in stages. Like we were speaking about the journey.
Right.
And coming into the game, I wasn't thinking ownership.
Oh, sure. What you're trying to do
I'm thinking,
is get noticed.
I need to get on. I need to be in front of these cameras. I need these DJs to hear me. I need to be at these, you know what I mean? I needed to get on, you know what I mean? And in the midst of that,
sign it.
You know what I mean? You're not thinking about none of that.
You sign up.
You sign it. Come on, put me down. Yeah. That's guaranteed money, cool. But 10 years later, 15 years later, and when you honestly you didn't spun that, you didn't blew through all that money, made more money, blew that money, like where you realize it was, at that time that money was very important.
Sure.
As far as trying to move out of the, where I was at.
And that's why ownership and long-term thinking is so valuable, right? He said 10 years down the line, right? How many people think 10 years down the line? I think Young Dolph, Nipsey Hussle, and again, shout out to Young Dolph. That was his thinking, right? Ownership. Even as he's gone, his family is feeding off his music. And valuable.
But now I have children, so I think about
What did I just say?
owning, like that stuff they would own.
Sure.
And they never had to rap a day. And they don't rap, but that came 10 years later to me. You know what I mean? And hearing artists like Nip speak it, because he rapped that all the time. F the middleman.
You see what I'm saying? What did I just say? Dolph is a great example. Him passing away, his children now will inherit the masters to his music, and he was fully independent, right? So think about how much they'll inherit. Passive income for the rest of their lives.
And F the middleman. The middleman was the label.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was hearing them, but I wasn't hearing them. I was hearing them, but I wasn't hearing them because I had my own, how I was trying to do it. But now I sit back like, damn, it would be nice to own all of that music. Now moving forward, I'm independent, of course. You know what I mean? I was able to.
Even somebody like Taylor Swift is going back to buy her music.
Get what I mean? So, because it matters. You have people that, I see that's the new thing. People are buying people's whole collections
Right.
and catalogs for, you know what I mean? So it'd be best to own that. So they can come to you for that. If somebody is interested in your catalog, they don't have to go to the label or go to somebody that don't really care about your catalog. You know what I mean?
Of which you get a low percentage.
But you getting a little piece
And
of.
the middle guy.
Come on. And you did all the rapping. You did all the videos. You found all the beats. You know what I mean? Make it make sense.
Yeah. And now, you're doing all kinds of different things.
Right.
Why are you acting?
I always wanted to act. And
Is it because you have a good smile?
Thank you, man. Shouts to my dentist, man, Rupert Stein. But I always wanted to act because I felt like before rap, I was in love with movies as a kid. You know what I mean? Like I was a big all Stephen King movies. I liked horror. I loved movies as a child, like, you know what I mean? And then I fell in love with rap and writing my own music and stuff like that. But movies was always something that, you know what I mean, I wanted, because I always believed that was that person. You know what I mean? Until you see him in another movie, like, oh, he's acting.
You were in Wu-Tang.
Yeah, that was dope. Shouts to RZA, man. Shouts to the whole Wu, Gold Chef, Method Man, everybody. Shouts to all of them. That was iconic for me in my life because I grew up the Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? As a kid, so to be able to portray one of those guys, that was heavy.
What's it like being a father of two?
3.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Got another little baby, another little girl. I'm a girl dad. Total all girls.
All girls.
All girls.
My first 2 were girls.
Girls.
Yeah. I'll tell you, girls love their father.
They love their dad. 1,000%. That's why people ask me all the time. And I got friends with sons, and as a man, you be like, you wish you could be doing push-ups and all. But them girls, they really, you they superhero.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to have a daughter.
You know what I mean? You they from emotions to everything. You know what I mean? But as a man, for me, it kind of I had to reset. Because I'm not used to that. I wasn't used to, girl, she just crying just because that's how she feel. Nothing went wrong, nothing happened. That's just how she feel. And I had to learn how to, you know what I mean? So I think fatherhood is the best hood. But I'm with them every day. And the older one got a phone, so she FaceTime.
Uh-oh. How old is she?
She 9. Kyrie 9 years old.
And people are trying to keep phones out of the...
You know what? I have to limit it because it's, I think about my childhood. We didn't have phones. We was outside playing chase, hide and seek.
Exactly.
Falling, cutting
You
our
were no
legs.
different than us. We were outside, and our parents were happy if they ever got us inside.
You know what I mean? I used to come home, my hands would be black, like totally black from the basketball, from the bikes to everything. You know what I mean? The kids now, they get an iPad. All they looking for is a charger. I have more arguments about a charger in my house. Where is the charger? They taking the charger while I'm asleep. Oh, you know what I mean? But yeah, I try to limit it. I try to mix it. You know what I mean? Make them go outside and then you know what I mean? Let them do the iPad thing because that's what's popular right now.
Why?
Yeah, man. I mean, I love how I was talking about this because, you know, I've had my cousins here, they're little, you know, girls, and they hang out with me. And I just, you know, when I hang out with them, it's just like, man, I just can't wait to have a daughter. I can't wait to have kids in general, but like daughter especially, like a little girl. I mean, I'm gonna probably have a son first and shit, but probably have like hella boys, but definitely some girls, man.
Is the Harlem sound so important to you?
To me, because
Guys, we're gonna come back to the rest of this interview. I gotta go to bed. But yeah, part 2, guys. Please, let's watch this Dave East together. You know, a lot of you guys who fuck with Dave East, who are real ones. Let me know in the comments below what other interviews you guys want to keep seeing. You guys know I like my Charleston White. You know I fuck with Dove. You know I fuck with Glatt. You know we got so much on the way. So tap in with me. And love you guys.
If you really enjoyed this video, make sure to click here, and I'm sure you're gonna love that one.